Pioneer fans, Pioneer men's varsity hockey is live and on the air. Live here from Veterans Memorial Ice Arena, where it is your Pioneer men's hockey team taking on the Dexter Dreadnoughts, and I am so excited to be here. We have not gotten, I don't believe we got to broadcast a Pioneer men's hockey game this season. Of course, we can no longer broadcast from the Ann Arbor Ice Cube, but I have been watching some of those games to try and keep up with the team. Winners of the Gillett Cup, that was awesome, wonderful job by this squad, and 9-2 season. It has been a good season so far. This is the first team I ever got to broadcast, and I am excited to be back on the air with them. Pioneer is in their road black jerseys with the purple numbers on the back, names on the back. Pioneer in block lettering arched across the front. They have the purple shoulders, the purple along the middle, black pants, black socks, and the black tops there. On the other side, it's the Dexter Dreadnoughts. They have their white uniforms with the red numbers on the back outlined in yellow. They have the Dreadnought logo on the front. They have the maroon pants, the white socks with the maroon and yellow stripes on them, and the maroon helmets. We're getting go 9-2 teams versus each other as we take a look, and I can talk a little bit about that. Starting off with Dexter. Dexter, if I pull this back over, there we go. Okay, so starting off, Dexter had a win versus Gaylord. That was a 4-1. They beat Mount Pleasant 8-0. They beat Adrian here at Veterans Memorial Ice Arena 5-1. Their loss, they lost to Bloomfield Hills. That was back on the 23rd. They beat Anchor Bay 3-1. That's on the 27th of November. They beat Southgate Anderson 7-1. They lost to Plymouth 3-6. That was on December 4th. They beat Adrian at the Chelsea Arctic Coliseum 7-2. They beat Temperance Bedford 7-4. They beat Saline 5-3, and then they beat Adrian Park Cabrini 9-1. Then taking a look at Pioneer. Really, did that just completely get rid of what I just did? Okay, give me a moment. Pioneer 9-2 as well, and we will get that up here. It's no fun when you click the back button on the web browser and all of a sudden it takes you back a lot further than you wanted it to, where you don't have things filled out. All right, let's do this. Let's search and let's pull up those Pioneer stats as we take a look. There we go. Pull up Pioneer off of the MHSA website. You can also go to the Michigan High School Hockey Hub. Pioneer started off on the 16th of November in a 5-4 win versus Wyandotte Roosevelt at Yak Ice Arena. They then beat Father Gabriel Richard 5-4 in overtime. They beat Divine Child 4-3. That was on the 23rd. Pioneer will be at Divine Child tomorrow, by the way. On the 27th, they beat Saline 3-1. On the 30th of November, they beat Adrian 6-2. They then played Allen Park Cabrini on the 3rd of December. That was a 15-3 win. They lost to Grosse Ile, that over at the Kennedy Ice Arena. That was a 4-2 win by Grosse Ile. They beat Huron. That was 6-1 back on December 11th. They beat Skyline 7-2 on December 13th. They beat Father Gabriel Richard on the 14th of December 4-1. And then their last game was back on December 18th, where they played Chelsea. That was a 4-3 loss to Chelsea. They play Dexter today. Then on the 9th, tomorrow, it is a 7 o'clock game over at Dearborn Divine Child. That will be at the Taylor Sportsplex. I believe we will do our best to broadcast that, unless something goes wrong. They will be at the Optimist Ice Arena next week on the 15th in Jackson. If I can get out of, I teach, so if I can get out of my classes on time, we'll be there. Not positive about that because that is an early game out there at Optimist Ice Arena. That is a 5:30 game. 5 o'clock on the 17th at Grosse Seal. That's at the Ann Arbor Ice Cube. They'll be down in Temperance, Bedford at the Toledo Ice House on the 18th. That is a 4 p.m. game. On the 23rd, they're away at Kennedy Ice Arena, taking on Brownstown Woodhaven. On the 24th, they host Allen Park Cabrini at home. Then on the 29th, closing out this month, they will play Wyandotte Roosevelt at home. So just a little bit about these two squads. It's 17 minutes up on the clock, getting ready to go. It's always a good game between these two squads here at Veterans Memorial Ice Arena. Well, Dexter and Pioneer. Dexter's lined up across to the left. Dexter going from left to right in this opening period. Pioneer just broke the huddle. Dexter has their entire team lined up on the goal line to the left. Pioneer has their starters lined up on the right. And those will get announced first. So here's the public address announcer.
We would like to remind all attendants that participation in interscholastic high school sports is privileged. We ask all attendants to respect every our officials and our players in the ice hockey game. Now let's get our starting lines. First, for Ann Arbor, at forward, number 4, Tyler Powers.
Powers starting at forward, comes out to the blue line.
At forward, number 11, Nolan Miller.
At the other forward coming out to
at forward, number 12, Sean Stone.
Stone rounds out the
at defense, number 17, Zane Perez.
Perez skates out to the blue
On
line.
defense, number 19, Austin Amaro.
Amaro.
The goal pioneer, number 1, Nate Huston.
And Houston in between the bikes for Pioneer.
Now let's get started lineups.
Now for the Dexter.
At forward, number 2, Jeremy Schroeder.
Schroeder skates out to the blue line.
On defense, number 3, Dawson White.
On defense, Wadlington skates out to the blue line.
On defense, number 5, Cameron Kennedy.
And Yeti comes out to the blue line on defense for Dexter.
At forward, number 17, Jaden Boomhout.
Boomhout comes out to the blue line for Dexter. Forward.
At forward, number 77, Cameron
Lipper comes out to the blue line. Another
number 13, Sunburn.
stop is between the pikes for Dexter. Now, ladies and gentlemen, to honor America, the playing of the national anthem.
Let us now rise and respect their efforts and respect our country by playing the national anthem.
As we are getting ready to go here from Veterans Memorial Ice Arena, as we are about 25 games away from our 1,000th broadcast as Arbor Broadcasting, and we started off with Pioneer men's varsity hockey. The first season back in 2016, did Pioneer men's lacrosse that spring, but we started off with this team, and I'm really excited to be back, and hopefully we'll get to do a couple more away games as the season goes on. 9-2 Pioneer, 9-2 Dexter, two fantastic teams ready to get going. Pioneer hoping to start the calendar year off right with the big win versus the Dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts want to hold serve at home and get a big win here. Pioneer players go back. They give a little love to Houston as he's between the pipes to our right. Pioneer going from right to left. And the Pioneer women's team beats Livingston United right before this. That was a 5 o'clock game, 8-5. If you wanted to watch, that game should be on demand on arborbroadcasting.com now. Officials ready to get going. A little bigger crowd than the 5 o'clock game, no surprise there. Sean Stone in to take the face-off. On the other side is Boomhauer. That puck right at center ice, trying to get to a Dexter, chops it down the near boards. That fired back in deep by Schroeder, and it goes right back behind Houston. Puck into the near corner, trying to pick it up, Sean Stone. That comes all the way across as Dexter trying to get his shot away. Rez fires it down the far boards. Puck right to the far point, but held in back over there by Wadlington. Into the far corner, Schroeder trying to pull it away. That comes outside the near circle. Nolan Miller trying to poke that down, held in as that's pinched by Yeti at the near point, all the way into the far corner. Trying to dig it out of there is Powers. Puck, top of the far circle. Dexter drops it back to the far point. Into the far corner there, grabbed by Ryan Wilson. Shot. Oh, that goes just off backwards of the neutral zone. Fires it deep into the far corner. Chasing it is Powers as Pioneer gets a line change. Puck right back behind the goal. Powers trying to dig it away. Puck outside the far circle. Gathering up is Gordon. Back into the near corner. That puck comes around outside the near circle, trying to poke it. Gordon knocking it back. Puck into the near corner. Yang has it. Yang sends it over to Brendan Stone. Brendan Stone into the near corner. Brendan Stone coming back behind the goal. He's underneath. Wide angle shot that comes all the way back. Kresge has it outside the near circle. Fires it right back in along the end boards. Yang has it there. Yang trying to fire it out in front. That went off of a skate. Picked up. Coming the other direction. Here comes Dexter. Is firing it down Schroeder. Intercepted right at center ice. Fired right back in as that was by Finn Miller. Puck right back behind the goal. And along the near boards, outside the near circle, that's sent into the neutral zone. Kresge has it at his own blue line, backhanding it ahead. Picked up as Clark trying to fire it back into the Pioneer zone. Here comes Commutin. Commutin over center ice. Commutin gains his own. Commutin on the far circle shot. Oh, that goes right over. And they blow the whistle as the puck came. Wasn't covered up. As I believe that was chipped and it popped up. Getting a piece of it was Strock, but it popped over. It wasn't any sort of penalty. I'm not sure exactly why they blew it dead there. Just maybe an early whistle. Puck on the near circle, trying to get through into the slot. Shot by Commutin. That deflects into the far corner. Schroeder fires it all the way around into the near corner. Gathered there by Hutchinson. Now picked up the other direction and into the neutral zone. Dexter has it at their own blue line, trying to feed it all the way back into the Pioneer zone. Rowe racing back to get it, but that fired from the wrong side of center ice. That'll head back into the Dexter zone. Scoreless so far, 14:40 left to go here in the first. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That is going to be to Stock's left. And Garcia comes off as well as Armstrong. Out there to take the face-off is Sean Stone. So on the other side over there is Boomhauer. Puck all the way around the boards outside the near circle, trying to chip it. Row back at the near point. That fired all the way down the ice. Now go into the far corner, icing again. That'll head back into the Dexter zone with 14:28 left to go here in the first. It's our second round of Ice Ice Baby here. Added in the early game. Little vanilla ice puck outside the near circle, trying to pull that as whistle. The official comes over, grabs a puck from the scorekeeper's box. And Sean Stone in to take the face-off versus Dubuque. That puck all the way back and along the near boards, popped up high into the neutral zone. Rowe trying to get to it, whistle there. They're going to pull that back into the Pioneer zone, 14-18 left to go. Here in the first, face-off is going to be to Houston's left in the near face-off circle. They'll drop the puck again, 14-16 left to go. Scoreless so far as they will have Hutchinson come in for the faceoff. Excuse me, that was O'Brien. Into near corner, pulled away. Here comes Pioneer down the near boards. Over center, racing ahead. Kresge has it. Kresge at the near point, trying to get it over to Nolan Miller. That chipped in along the near boards of the neutral zone, sent all the way back into the Pioneer end. That's going to be icing as that will head right back into the Dexter end. Again, on the high school game, you can change on an icing if you ice the puck. In the college and professional game, if you ice the puck, you cannot change your line. Face off again to the right of Stock in the near face-off circle. Brendan Stone in trying to take that face-off. That deflected back. Kresge has it top of the near circle. Kresge trying to fire it back deep as that goes right back behind the goal. Brendan Stone with it on the far circle. Brendan Stone in along those far boards, picked up back behind. Trying to fire it ahead is Gordon as that puck will come back. There's a shot saved by Stock into the near corner. Gathered up there by Burke. Burke trying to feed it ahead. That will go all the way down as that will be icing just inches to the right of the near post as that will head all the way back into the Dexter end. Face off in the near face off circle. That just Stock's right. Again, Brendan Stone in there trying to take the face off. Puck into the near corner. Battle for it there. Hutchinson trying to pull it away. Yang in, chasing it. And puck directly behind the goal. Here comes Dexter. They feed it down the far boards. Racing ahead with it. Coming in is Gordon. Gordon outside the far circle. Pulled back. Finn Miller with it. And puck in and along the end boards. Ricocheted off the near boards. Yang gets it back into the neutral zone, but that fired back into the far corner. Rez chases it back there. Dexter gets a line change. Rez comes out from behind the goal. Rez over to Yang. Yang cross-ice pass, bringing it in. Here comes Sean Stone. Sean Stone has that knocked away. Schroeder the other direction down the far boards over center ice. That's going to be stopped, covered up by Houston. Long shot. Houston covers it up. We'll have a face-off in the Pioneer zone. 12:47 left to go here in the first. Scoreless so far between these two squads. Face-off in the far face-off circle. And taking the face-off, Boomhauer for Dexter. That back to the far point, intercepted. Here comes Pioneer, racing down the far boards. Pioneer gains the zone. There's a shot. Armstrong trying to get to it, but that comes back outside the near circle. Garcia trying to get to it. That poked out, but held in. Here comes Armstrong, top of the far circle. He backhands it deep, racing back to get it. Garcia right back behind the goal. Now Armstrong popped off of the puck, picked up by Commuton in the far corner. Commuton trying to get it, pulled away, as that's Brendan Stone trying to chip it. He'll go back behind the goal from the near side to the far side. Brendan Stone on the near circle, gets it back to the near point to Kresge. Kresge's shot, that deflects in along the far boards. Gathered up there, Gold with the shot, and fired and puts it in. Sorry, that was Rowe from the far point. Took a couple steps in. Pioneer with the goal. We'll see if it was tipped, but Pioneer with the early lead. Pioneer goal, that at 12:07. Believe Rowe at least had the initial shot from the top of the far circle. See if someone tipped it. Face off right at center. Sean Stone battling back over there, trying to pull that away from Dubuque. Puck down in along the near boards. I cannot understand the public address announcer as that comes back. Rez has it in the far corner. Rez trying to come down the far boards. That puck loose, top of the far circle. Dexter gets a shot as that was Dubuque who puts it into the near corner. Now trying to dig it out of there is Finch. Puck loose on that near circle. Finch trying to get it outside the near circle. Now Garcia into the near corner. Pioneer has it in along their end boards. Backhanding it down. That pulled away. Here comes Pioneer trying to get it. Dexter trying to hold it in. They can't quite hold it in. Back into the neutral zone. Finch has to reset. Getting it. Coming in is Clark. Clark trying to fire it. That goes into the far corner. Rez has it there. Rez trying to move it ahead. Picked up by Powers. Powers lifts it down to the blue line. That back into the neutral zone. Nolan Miller down to chase it. That puck back deep into the Pioneer end with 11:06 left to go here in the first. 1-0 Pioneer with the goal, with the lead. That shot deflected top of the far circle into the far corner. Now ahead, here comes Nolan Miller. Nolan Miller over his own blue line. Nolan Miller gets caught up. That poked away, coming the other direction. Burke trying to fire it back deep into the near corner. Gathered by Rez. Rez making a couple of moves, trying to get away from pressure. That tipped by Nolan Miller, or not. They'll say it wasn't tipped. That will be icing and head back into the Pioneer zone. 1-0 Pioneer with the lead here with 10:37 left to go in the first. Face off in the far face off circle. Boomhauer in to take the face off. On the other side was Brendan Stone. Picked up by Rowe back behind the goal. Roll coming down the near boards. Knocked away in along the end boards. That picked up by Lippert. Lippert trying to pull that away. And back into the neutral zone, but fired right back in by Burke. That's going to be offside, though, and come outside of the Pioneer zone. Well, Lippert, a familiar name. There was, I believe, a couple Lippert brothers who were played for Skyline who made our life difficult for many years. Very, very good players. I'm sure Cameron Lippert the third here for Dexter is exceedingly good. Boomhauer trying to take that face off versus Brendan Stone. Loose, coming in. Oh, what a save by Houston as he got the leg all the way to the near post as they were trying to sneak it in between that post and Houston coming down the near boards. Trying to get to it is Yang. That puck right back behind the goal, gathered up there by Boomhauer. Boomhauer into the near corner. Boomhauer outside of the near circle, coming ahead with it. Here comes Yang. Yang over center. Yang gains the zone. Yang, and put back deep as it slips right back behind the goal. Now fired all the way around. That bounces into the neutral zone. Gathered up, coming ahead. That puck loose right at the blue line. Knocked down is Amaro trying to poke that away as that will slide all the way down. Icing waved off as that go deep into the Dexter end with 9:34 left to go. Pioneer up 1-0. Puck into the near corner. Back there Hutchinson trying to get the rush going the other direction for Dexter. Picked up and along the far boards by Burke. Burke has that knocked away. Garcia goes down to the ice and a whistle. And it looks like that's going to be offside, so that'll come outside of the Dexter zone in the far face-off circle. Commuting in to take the face-off. On the other side is Dubuque. Puck loose, coming back. Here comes Rez. Rez trying to fire it in. Now go into the far corner. Gathered up back there by Schroeder. Schroeder trying to move it around the boards. Big hit. And along the end board, now that puck onto the near circle. Dexter weaving through traffic as Waddington gets it back out into the neutral zone. Puck deep into the Pioneer zone. Rez pulls it back behind there, sends it along the far boards. Picked up by Garcia. Garcia trying to fire it through traffic. That tipped off of a Dreadnought. That'll go back deep into the Dexter zone. Armstrong has it in the near corner. Armstrong on the near circle. Armstrong has that poked away. Good defense back there by Jacob Wilson. The puck outside the near circle now. Trying to fire it out in front. That loose. Covered up and in. It's a goal. And Stock was not expecting it to come back his way, and it just slipped in. That is a Pioneer goal, and now make it 2-0. as Sean Stone looks like he got the goal. It was just one that Stock was not expecting. Pioneer up 2-0 with 8:36 left to go here in the first. Back in along the far boards, that put back into the neutral zone. Picked up. Here comes Early. Early moves it all the way across. Now gathered up by Wilson. Wilson down the far boards into the neutral zone. That was Jacob Wilson. Here comes Pioneer. Coming ahead, Nolan Miller gains his own. Nolan Miller trying to fire it towards the goal. That tipped into the far corner. Trying to avoid a big check there. Puck onto the near circle. And it'll come all the way back into the neutral zone. Kresge will reset. Fires it across the rink. That picked up. Tipped all the way back by Hudson. That'll go into the far corner. So Hudson goes for a line change. Now the puck into the far corner. Gathered up there. Here comes Yeti. And Yeti down the near boards. And Yeti into the neutral zone. Finn Miller trying to knock that away. Puck right back to the blue line. Here comes Finn Miller. Finn Miller trying to get it around traffic by Dexter. Dexter gathers it up at their own blue line, sent ahead by Early. Puck all the way back into the far corner. Go back behind the Pioneer goal as Boomhauer has it. Now into the near corner. Yang with it. Yang gets over his own blue line. Yang comes over center ice. Yang coming down the far boards trying to get it back deep. Yang avoids pressure, gets in along the end boards. Yang trying to fire it out in front. That deflects. Here comes Dexter the other direction. Schroeder has it. Schroeder trying to get back. Rez trying to make a move over as they'll fire it in. It's a good job by Rez to go sliding down to try and stop the pass, but a little give and go, and that made it difficult as putting it in is Schroeder, and that will make it a one-goal game as Dexter with the goal at 7:08. And Schroeder with that goal, and it's 2-1 now. Really good puck movement by Dexter. So they got a breakaway. Pioneer trying to take the pass, and Dexter is able to make it across and fire that in. All the way back. Kresge trying to get to it. That covered up by Houston. 6:57 left to go here in the first. 2-1. Pioneer with the lead, but Dexter with the last goal. Face-off in the far face-off corner. That's going to be to Houston's right. Boomhauer in, taking that face-off. As that comes in along the near boards. Here comes Yang. Yang gets it into the Dexter zone. Yang outside the near circle. Yang goes back behind the goal, loses the puck. That poke back over, trying to pull it ahead is Sean Stone. Sean Stone goes from the near side to the far side. Sean Stone all the way back to the far point. Shot there. That just goes wide by Carnell. Puck into the near corner. Now knocked down. Yang has it on the far circle. Puts it in, and Yang moves it over. And it's fired in by Sean Stone as Yang just puts it right into the slot. And Sean Stone fires it in. And Pioneer answers back at 6:30, less than a minute later. Pioneer makes it 3-1 as that'll be Finn Miller who put it in. And at 6:30. So Pioneer answers back as that'll be 38 seconds after the Dexter goal. Face off as that comes in along the far boards. Pioneer trying to move it ahead. Garcia with it. That pulled away by Dexter. Brandon Stone trying to knock it away. Now Commutin in along the near boards right in front of the Pioneer bench. Commutin comes away with it over center ice. Commutin through the slot trying to come in as he's wiped out. And puck pulls down the far boards. Grabbing it is Finch. Held in there. Commutin trying to knock it away. Held in at the far point and fired right back behind the goal. Into the near corner. Pioneer with it. Is top of the near circle. That drop back by Garcia into the near corner. Commutin with it in the slot. Commutin shot. That was a good save by Stock. Comes back outside the near circle. Kresge at the near point. That'll go just wide all the way in along the far boards. Racing back to get it is Finch. Trying to hold it in there. Pioneer as Garcia has it in the far corner. Trying to dig it out. Battling a pair of Dexter players. Waddington fires it all the way around the boards outside the near circle. Puck right into the near corner. Now back behind the goal Trying to dig that out of there is Brendan Stone. Brendan Stone now shifts directions. He has that poked away, comes outside the far circle, as that puck will come back to the far point. Shot there, and it deflects off and comes back into the neutral zone. Kresge moves it over to Rowe. Rowe will fire it back into the Dexter zone. Dexter gets a line change. So that'll quickly get moved ahead. Here comes Dexter on the far circle. Racing ahead with it is Gordon out in front, and they fire it in. As Dexter had it on the far circle, moved it out in front, able to put it in just underneath the crossbar. 5:01 left to go. A minute 29 seconds later, that was a goal by Gordon to put it in. And it is a high-flying game. 3-2 now between these two squads. It was 8-5 between Pioneer Women and Livingston United before that. Lots of goals in that game. Looks like we're going to have another high-scoring game here. Dexter has it in along the far boards of their own zone, trying to feed it at his Hutchinson. Hutchinson moves it all the way across, over to Burke. Burke comes down the near boards. That stump back deep by Clark. Picked up back behind is Amaro, had it held in at the near point. That loose onto the near circle. That fired right back out into the neutral zone. Gathered up there. Coming in is Hutchinson. Hutchinson trying to put it back deep. Down the near boards as that will go all the way off. Reds had it, and that deflected out of the out into the out of the rink. Someone will go and photographer will grab that puck and throw it back in. It's a well-covered game. We have about 3 photographers here, a couple folks with video cameras across the way. Appreciate everyone covering the amazing sport that is Michigan high school hockey. Puck pulled away, coming back behind is Kresge from the near side to the far side, rims it all the way outside the far circle. Trying to get it, Brendan Stone now pinned over there. Puck back to the far point, shot there. 3-2, Pioneer with the lead. 4:16 left to go here in the first as the puck right back behind Houston. Trying to pull it away. Pioneer has it underneath the near circle. Bringing it ahead to Yang. Yang all the way across. That intercepted, tipped the other direction by Hutchinson as that puck will get back into the Dexter zone. Down the near board, Schroeder trying to feed it ahead, taken away by Kresge, backhanded to the blue line. Now Finn Miller trying to move it ahead to Brendan Stone. Pulled away as that tipped off of Brendan Stone down the far boards in the Dexter zone. Rimmed all the way around the boards over to Hutchinson outside the near circle. Hutchinson gets it to his own blue line. Now racing ahead with it. Here comes Boomhauer. Boomhauer outside the near circle in the Pioneer zone. Boomhauer pinned there. Pioneer trying to knock that away. Is Amaro trying to pull that. Now Brendan Stone underneath the far circle. He ricochets it off the far boards. Held in at the far point by Dexter trying to come in. Boomhauer with it on the far circle. Picked up back behind the goal. Now here comes Yang. Yang through center ice. Yang bringing ahead for Pioneer. Yang top of the near circle. Now he backs off, waiting for the rest of his team to get there. Here comes Garcia on the far circle. Garcia trying to drop it back. That to the far point. Good job to hold it in there. There's a shot that got blocked and covered up by a stop. 2:59 left to go here in the first. 3-2, Pioneer with the lead. Face-off in the far face-off circle. That to Stock's left. Commuting in to take the face-off. Dubuque on the other side. Comes back to the far point, held in there. Now trying to fire it. That deflects over to Rez. Rez at the near point. Rez takes a shot. Pad saved by Stock. Comes outside the far circle. With speed, Dubuque has it, but can't get it out of the zone. Now Dubuque, down to his knees, fires it back into the neutral zone. That's brought right back in by Pioneer, trying to clear the zone as Garcia was trying to get out of the zone and just couldn't make it in time. That'll be offside. The faceoff will be in the far faceoff circle, just outside of the Dexter zone. 2 minutes, 40 seconds left to go here in the first. 3-2, Pioneer with the lead. Commuting in to take the face off. On the other side is Jacob Wilson. Puck loose, bringing in Commutin down the far boards on the far circle. Commutin goes back behind the goal. Commutin underneath the near circle. Commutin moves it into the slot. That intercepted, coming back the other direction. Here comes Gordon. Gordon had the last goal for Dexter. That put right back behind the Pioneer goal. Gathered up there, trying to move. Here comes Rez. Rez feeds it down the far boards. Intercepted, backhanded back deep into the Pioneer zone. Rez chases it into the far corner. 2 minutes, 10 seconds left to go. Rez underneath the near circle, trying to get to Armstrong. Armstrong outside the near circle, trying to feed it ahead. That will get lifted all the way down the ice. That'll be icing and head back into the Pioneer zone. 2 minutes, 1 second left to go here in the first. 3-2, Pioneer with the lead. Dexter trying to get this game tied up before the intermission. Pioneer love to keep the offense rolling here. Pioneer got out to a 2-goal lead. Dexter got back to a 1-goal lead. Pioneer advanced it to 3-1. Then Dexter brought it back to 3-2. Coming down the far boards. Pioneer ricochets it ahead. Intercepted back there by Schroeder. Schroeder sends it in along the end boards, back behind his own goal. Nolan Miller trying to get to it. Schroeder bringing it down. Now that loose. Trying to pick it up. That deflected off the far board and then put back by Schroeder deep into the Pioneer zone. Picked up by Rowe into the far corner, now gathered up by Kresge. Kresge trying to knock it away. Kresge battling into the far corner. Kresge trying to knock it down the far boards, held in back there by Schroeder. Schroeder in the far corner trying to center it up onto the far circle. Loose, right through the slot, picked up. Here comes Pioneer over their own blue line, racing ahead. Here comes Nolan Miller. Nolan Miller gets into the slot. That puck poked back to the far point as there's a heavy hit in along the far boards by Dexter. Puck right back behind the goal, trying to chip it away. It's now come into the far corner. Dexter knocks it off of the far boards. Pioneer has it right at center ice, trying to get into a Rowe. Rowe battling back there with Schroeder. Schroeder trying to knock it away. And fired right back into the Pioneer zone. Rowe takes it right back behind his own goal. Now fires it in along the sideboards. There's a shot. Houston knocking it down. It comes all the way back in along the near boards of the neutral zone. Gathering up there is Hutchinson. Puck loose right at the Pioneer blue line. Fired back deep by O'Brien into the far corner. Rowe has it there. Rowe trying to send it outside the far circle. Pioneer lifting it. Gets to the far point but not out. Pulled back around. Here comes Dubuque. Dubuque through the slot. Now gathered up down the near boards. Fired ahead by Brendan Stone. Yang trying to get to it. That down the far boards. Here comes Dexter. Controlling it. Backhanding it ahead is Hutchinson. Pioneer gathers it. Brendan Stone puts it right back into the neutral zone. Picked up by Yang. Yang coming down the far boards. Yang top of the far circle. Drop pass. There's a shot. Oh, that one just went wide. 3 seconds left. 2 seconds left. And that will do it as Pioneer goes into the locker room. They have the lead 3-2 at the end of one. As we'll step away, we'll play a few messages from the MHSAA. And we'll be back. You are watching Pioneer Varsity Hockey, Pioneer Varsity Men's Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
As Dexter heads out onto the ice, Pioneer will be out shortly as they're heading out of their locker room now. As Houston hits the ice first. Pioneer up 3-2 here, heading into the second. As it started off at 12:07, Pioneer got the goal. I believe that was Rowe who fired it from the far point, able to put it in. I couldn't see if it was tipped and couldn't hear the public address announcer, but Pioneer went up at 12:07, 1-0. Then at 8:36, it was Sean Stone who put it in to put Pioneer up 2-0. Then Dexter answered back at 2:08 as that was Schroeder who made it a 2-1 game. Then Finn Miller at 6:30 was able to put Pioneer back up by 2 goals to make it a 3-1 game. Then at 5:01, it was a goal by Gordon to make it a 3-2 game. So that's where we're at. Pioneer going from left to right here in this second period. We appreciate you joining us. Thank you for cheering for either of these two teams. We're very, very grateful. Again, if you missed it, it was the Pioneer women battling Livingston United before this 5 o'clock game. That was on demand on our website. Nice victory there, 8-5 victory by the Pioneer women. Pioneer men trying to follow suit here. They have the 1-goal lead, but Dexter's going to try and get this game even. Face off ready as Boomhauer on one side and trying to pull that away. Battle for it. Sean Stone trying to knock that. Powers trying to get it. Now that coming in along the near boards. Gathered up there, sent down the near boards of the neutral zone, right back deep into the Dexter zone. Now go into the near corner where Yeti fires it all the way around the boards. Back into the neutral zone as Rez trying to knock it down those far boards right in front of the scorekeeper's box. Now get fired all the way back into the near corner of the Pioneer zone. Now down the near boards, tipped. That'll be loose, gathered up. Now Nolan Miller ricochets it off the near board, intercepted there, trying to fire it is Wadlington. Gets it into the Pioneer zone. Now Nolan Miller trying to bring it down. That poked away from him. Rez has it back behind his own goal. Rez trying to avoid pressure back there by Boomhauer. Puck in along the near boards is racing ahead. That into the neutral zone. Sean Stone trying to get to it, but that fired right back in by Wadlington. Now gathered up. And fired all the way around, down, outside the far circle. Puck trying to poke it ahead. That comes back into the neutral zone down the near boards. Sent by Burke right to the blue line. That'll come back behind the Pioneer goal. Now firing it ahead. Here comes Finn Miller. Finn Miller gains his own. Finn Miller, top of the near circle. Finn Miller into the near corner as Burke trying to put him into the boards. Trying to dig it off the end board. Yang back there as well, trying to pull it away. Still working, still trying to gather as now that's all the way across outside the far circle. Pioneer rims it around. Outside the near circle it goes. Yang trying to get to it, but that pulled the other direction by Gordon. Gordon underneath the far circle, and that comes right back underneath the near circle, trying to fire it ahead with Wadlington, but that wouldn't settle down. Now Pioneer with it, back behind, covered up by Houston. Face off back in the Pioneer zone. 15:08 left to go here in the second. 3-2. Pioneer with the lead here at Veterans Memorial Ice Arena, home of the Dexter Dreadnoughts. Face off in the far face off circle. Commutin puts it right back behind the goal. Trying to pull that away back over. There's Dubuque. Dubuque going this way, then the other, coming back to the near side, trying to fire it into the slot. And swiped right back behind the goal. Dubuque has it poked back. And trying to dig it off the end boards. That puck underneath the near circle. Pioneer feeds it ahead. Now through the neutral zone, racing. Here comes Armstrong. Armstrong. Offside, the call. So I think Garcia just got there just a touch before him. So that will come outside of the zone. Offside. That'll be in the far face-off circle just outside of the Dexter end. 14:45 left to go here in the second. 1-goal lead by Pioneer, 3-2. Commutin again in to take the face-off versus Boomhauer. Comes back to center ice. That poked away coming in. Good job to knock it away from Schroeder. Excellent defense back over there. So I believe that was Kresge who knocked it away. Now top of the far circle, Commutin puts it into the far corner. Armstrong with it in along the end boards. Armstrong trying to peel it out. And here comes Garcia underneath the near circle. Garcia trying to hang on to it as that puck poked away. Rowe holds it in at the near point. Ricocheted off the near boards. Rowe trying to pinch. And puck lifted back into the neutral zone. Rowe steals it, fires it right back in. Pioneer has to touch up. 14-13 left to go. Puck right back behind the Dexter goal. Now firing it all the way down. And tipped by Schroeder into the near corner. I thought it was tipped by Schroeder. Apparently not. That's going to come all the way back into the Dexter zone, and that will be a icing. Pioneer with the 3-2 lead, 14:05 left to go here in the second. Face-off is going to be to Stock's left. Loose on that near circle, trying to pull it away. Now Sean Stone has it in the near corner. Sean Stone trying to get that back. Now Nolan Miller in along the end boards. That pulled away, coming down the far boards as that's Dubuque with it. And tipped right off of one of the Dexter players, trying to pull that back, trying to get away with that is Amaro. Now in along the near boards, puck ricochets, gathered up. Here comes Dexter as Gordon has it. Down the far boards, Gordon trying to get it. Rez chipping it away right in front of the scorekeeper's box. Pulled back the other direction. Rez trying to move it, and that knocked down by Dexter right back into the Pioneer zone. Rez outside the far circle trying to poke that right out in front. Good job by Houston to save it. That into the neutral zone, tipped over. Bringing it in, Nolan Miller, top of the near circle. Nolan Miller has it poke checked away. He goes back behind the goal. Trying to pull it out of there is Early. Puck right back in along the near boards. Now through the slot. Dexter has it coming down the far side. Wadlington trying to get it out of there, but big time pressure by Brendan Stone. Brendan Stone outside the far circle. Puck into the far corner. Trying to dig it out of there. Pioneer goes back behind the goal. Out in front onto the far circle. Here comes Dexter as they feed it ahead. Here comes Clark. Clark. As Dexter goes for a line change, they fire deep into the Pioneer zone. That lifted all the way back. Pioneer has it on the far circle, trying to make his way through is Yang. Yang taking off the puck. He ends up down on the ice as the puck comes outside the near circle. Finn Miller poked down to the ice. And puck still outside, now slips back in along the end boards. Yang has it there, avoids a big hit, but the puck comes right back to Schroeder outside the near circle. Into the neutral zone, grabbed by Amaro. Amaro gets it over to Brendan Stone. Brendan Stone with the shot that goes wide, deflected into the far corner. Yang with it there, trying to dig it out of the far corner. Brendan Stone battling a pair of Dexter players, holding it in. The puck right at the blue line, now onto the near circle. Yang with it. Yang feeds it into the near corner and gathered up back over there by Newton. Newton lofts it all the way down the neutral zone. That will get picked up into the near corner as that'll get into the neutral zone, fed ahead by Garcia. Here comes Commute with a shot, save. And that all the way back to the far point. Shot there. Another pad save by out there by Stock. Held in, that fired back deep by Kresge. Puck into the near corner. Fired all the way around. Lippert has it outside the far corner. Now that held in, now sent right back out into the neutral zone. Puck back into the Pioneer, or into the Dexter zone. Good save back there by Stock. Now ricochets off the near board, coming ahead with it. Schroeder right at the Pioneer blue line. Schroeder has it poked back. Pioneer controls. Now down the near boards. Here comes Armstrong. Armstrong outside the near circle. Armstrong stops there. Armstrong sends it into the blue line. There's a shot that got deflected back out. Now Rez with it. Rez fires it down the near boards and will rim right back behind the goal into the near corner. Hutchinson has it there for Dexter. 10 minutes, 47 seconds left to go. That whistled. And we're going to have a face-off that will be in the Dexter zone. In the near face-off circle, that is going to be to the left of Stock. 3-2 Pioneer with the lead. Here at Vets. Sean Stone in to take the face-off. On the other side is, it's going to be Jacob Wilson. All the way back, trying to get to it. Amaro trying to pull it in along the end boards. Back there battling with Gordon. That puck comes all the way outside the far circle, back into the neutral zone. Gathered up there, trying to move it over Newton. Newton moves it ahead. Powers trying to grab it. Puck loose. Powers over the blue, over center ice. Powers gains his own. Powers Takes a shot pad save by Stock. Comes outside into the near corner. Pinned in there is Enyedi with a big hit. Popped back is that puck. Someone's lost a stick. Puck comes right back into the far corner. Powers with it there. Powers trying to dump it right back behind the Dexter goal. Dexter has it outside the near circle as that's Enyedi with it. Enyedi rims it all the way around. Powers outside the far circle, puts it back into the far corner. 9:53 left to go here in the second. 3-2. Pioneer with the lead. Puck on the far circle shot. That got blocked. Comes outside the near circle. Here comes Dexter as they lift it all the way down the ice. Knocked down by Amaro and a whistle. That's going to be a high stick. It's going to bring it back into the Pioneer zone. Face-off is going to be to Houston's right in the near face-off circle. Dubuque to take the face-off versus Brendan Stone. Puck in along the end boards. Rowe fires it around. That tip back into the neutral zone. Now grab by Dexter right at center ice, trying to feed it back in. Puck saucers in along the end boards. Kresge has it there. Kresge back there battling as the puck comes in along the far boards. Rowe trying to dig it out of there outside the far circle. Dexter trying to put it right back in along the end boards. Puck on the edge of the far circle. That is sticked into the near corner. Good job by Houston to clear it out of the crease. Battle for it outside the near circle. Brendan Stone trying to dig it out of there. He comes ahead with it. Held in at the near point by Dubuque, who tries to put it back. Him and Hutchinson trying to keep it in the zone. That puck down the far boards. Here comes Pioneer. Through center ice. Racing ahead is Yang. Yang outside the far circle now. Puts it onto the underneath the far circle. Centering attempt. Gets pulled away by Dexter. Coming ahead the other direction. Hutchinson has it. Now there's a shot by Pioneer. Brendan Stone trying to get it in. And covered up by Stock. 8:38 left to go here in the second. 3-2. Pioneer with the lead. Face-off will be in the near face-off circle. That to the left of Stock. Comuton taking the face-off. That back to the blue line. Held in there by Amaro. Amaro, top of the near circle, trying to fire it. Garcia fires it, and that just goes wide all the way back to the far point. Rez has it there. That deflects in the slot, comes back in along the near boards. Commute trying to move it over to Garcia. Held in by Amaro. That knocked away, but picked up and fed ahead. Good job by Rez. Puck back, controlled by Dexter. Waddington has it in his own zone, sends it all the way down back into the neutral zone. Rez right in front of the scorer's bench. And puck fired right back in, tipped back, loose, brought in by Comuton and offside the call. As I think Rez just got held up a little bit and it messed up the timing, and Pioneer will have the face-off in the far face-off circle outside of the Dexter zone. 8:01 left to go here in the second. 3-2. Pioneer with the lead over the Dexter Dreadnoughts. Comuton in to take the face-off. Jacob Wilson on the other side. Puck in along the near boards. Amaro fires it back deep. Stopped by Stock back behind his goal. Underneath the near circle, Dexter controls. Trying to move it around. And is Ryan Wilson down the far boards. Bringing it in. Here comes Clark. Clark outside the far circle. Red's trying to drive him wide. And off the side of the goal. Now picked up. Here comes Pioneer. Pioneer trying to bring it ahead back into the neutral zone, but fired right back in deep by Early. Now grabbed. Here comes Amaro. Amaro through center ice. Amaro trying to weave through traffic. Now Armstrong picks it up underneath the near circle. Armstrong back in along the end boards. That is going to be a whistle. The hand raised. That is going to be a holding call. 7:20 left to go here in the second. And looks like Pioneer will have the power play as into the box goes Early for holding. And Pioneer will have the first power play of the game. Face-off will stay in the Dexter end. As they'll put it in the near face-off circle. That just to the left of Stock. Comuton in to take the face-off. Amaro, Yang, Brendan Stone, and Sean Stone out there for Pioneer. Now Sean Stone comes in to take the face-off. Comuton to his left. And pulled in the slot. Sean Stone, far circle, shot there, just goes wide. All the way outside the near circle. Amaro has it, top of the near circle. Amaro moves it at the blue line. Now back to Amaro, top of the near circle. Amaro over to the far point. Now back to Amaro, high on the blue line. Coming in, Brendan Stone, top of the near circle. Centered up on the blue line with the shot. Sean Stone trying to get to it. And puck into the near corner. Sean Stone moves it back in along the near boards. Now Yang trying to make it in along the end boards. He's pinned against the board. Commuton comes in to try and get it. He's into the near corner. Commuton on the near circle. Commuton now weaves away. Commuton with a shot. At one block, Yang has it. Yang deflects it back to Sean Stone. Sean Stone, top of the near circle. Back high on the blue line. Amaro sends it over top of the far circle. Back to Amaro, top of the near circle. Amaro. Drop pass, back over. Now grabbing it. Here comes Sean Stone. He moves it outside the near circle to Amaro. Amaro trying to get it out in front. That knocked down on the far circle and back into the neutral zone as there is 54 seconds left on the power play for Pioneer as they reset at their own blue line. Ahead, Nolan Miller has it right at center ice. Nolan Miller has that poked all the way back into the Pioneer zone. Nolan Miller pinned against the boards back there by O'Brien. Nolan Miller gets a little help coming away with it. Here comes Pioneer. They feed it down the far boards. Racing ahead with it. Outside the far circle coming in. And right underneath the near circle, grabbing it. Armstrong with it. Armstrong trying to make a move as he's taken off. And that is going to be a tripping call as he was taken off his feet, trying to get a good shot in the slot. And we are going to have a 5-on-3 for 19 seconds. So tripping call, 5-on-3 for 19 seconds. And Pioneer will have the rest of a 5-on-4 for 1 minute and 41 seconds. Face off to Stock's right in the far face-off circle. Pioneer looking to take advantage of a short 5-on-3. Dexter wants a big penalty kill here. I believe that's Yang in to take the face-off. Or excuse me, no, that was Brendan Stone to take the face-off in the far face-off circle. Able to fire it all the way down the ice. 12 seconds left to go in the 5-on-3. Kresge back to get it, back behind his own goal. Kresge coming down the near boards. Kresge over his own blue line. Veef cycles it back, pulling it ahead is Rowe. Rowe gains the zone. Rowe. Now the first penalty has expired. Back to a 5-on-4 at the near point. And fired. Now Kresge gets it back, top of the near circle. Nolan Miller with the shot. That shot from the far circle, and that puck, or that net comes off its moorings. As Stock went down to try and block it and ended up pushing that net off of its moorings. 1:28 left to go here in the power play. 3-2 Pioneer with the lead. 5:07 left to go here in the second. Face off in the far face off circle. Sean Stone trying to get to it. Sean Stone moves it back to the far point. And puck into the far corner. Yang has it there. Yang back outside the far circle now. Top of the far circle moved over. Yang trying to skate his way in back behind the goal. Underneath the near circle now. Brendan Stone has it top of the near circle. Brendan Stone moves it back into the near corner. Yang has it there. Yang back behind the goal. Pokes it all the way outside the far circle. Now back to Yang. Yang trying to fire it out in front. There's a shot and a goal! Is found on the edge of the near circle. Beautifully set up. Is firing it into the open goal. Just want to verify that I get, that's going to be Sean Stone who put it in. So good job by Sean Stone as again it deflects and comes across the crease over just on the near side of the inner corner of the near circle, and good job to fire it in. Second goal by Sean Stone here at 4:35. I believe that was a power play goal. I don't believe it had expired yet. 4-2, Pioneer with the lead here in the second. That puck all the way in along the far boards, and Yeti has it there, trying to fire it all the way through the neutral zone. Icing waved off, back to get it is Reds. Reds has it underneath the near circle. Puck outside the near circle. Puck loose, center ice, trying to fire it the other direction is Clark, who puts it back deep. Amaro in the far corner feeds it around. Powers, top of the near circle of his own zone, trying to get it out. That comes down the near boards of the neutral zone. Sean Stone trying to fire it back deep. Picked up back over there by Apoyan. All the way back, that deep into the Pioneer zone. That'll be icing and head back into the Dexter end. 3:56 left to go here in the second. Pioneer up 4-2. Line change face-off in the far face-off circle. Commuting in to take the face-off. Dubuque on the other side. That puck all the way through the slot, comes back in along the near boards of the neutral zone. Jove fires it across and gets it back. Jove on the near circle of his own zone. Jove, that comes all the way in along the far boards, trying to hold it into the far point is O'Brien. Fires it back deep, right back behind the goal. Jove trying to pull it out there. And loose outside the near circle. Commuting feeds it ahead. Here comes Pioneer through the neutral zone. That deflected right back into their own zone. Jove feeds it down the far boards. Here comes Pioneer. Brendan Stone gains his own. Brendan Stone outside the far circle. And pulled away. Good defense back there by Yeti. And Yeti through the neutral zone, fired in as Hudson steers it into the near corner. Or Houston, steers it into the near corner. All the way back, picked up, here comes Garcia. Garcia, top of the far circle, poke back, Armstrong has it. Armstrong with the shot, that got blocked out in front. So that puck back and along the far boards, here comes Dexter as Schroeder with it. Schroeder trying to fire it back deep, that blocked down into the far corner. Good job by Houston there. Trying to pull it away, Brendan Stone into the far corner, battling back there with Schroeder. As it is 2 minutes, 46 seconds left to go in the second as the puck back to the neutral zone. Fired loose. Here comes Pioneer through the neutral zone as through this slot coming over. Outside the near circle is Brendan Stone. Brendan Stone stops there. Wide angle shot off the side of the net. Brendan Stone picks it up back there. Pull back the other direction outside the near circle. Schroeder with it. Schroeder and Brendan Stone trying to peel it away. He knocks it in along the near boards. Schroeder lifts it up. That comes all the way back into the Pioneer zone. Rez has it there. Rez trying to avoid pressure by Lippert. Rez coming down the far boards, that grabbed loose right at the Pioneer blue line. Now that's picked up, sent the other direction by Yeti. Now Schroeder down the near boards, top of the near circle in the Pioneer zone. Shot and a goal. That's just underneath the crossbar. Able to fire it in, and Dexter gets it back to a one-goal game. As that is the second goal for Schroeder. That at 1 minute 59 seconds. It's funny, we had the first 4 goals in the first period, or the 5 goals in the first period were all in the first 12 minutes. 2 in this period have been both after in the last 5 minutes. Puck down, picked up. Here comes Powers. Powers in onto the near circle. Powers, wide angle shot. And it comes all the way back outside the far circle. Gathered up there by Clark. Clark feeds it into the neutral zone tip. Here comes Pioneer. Sean Stone trying to bring it in. He's pulled off the puck. Grabbed and pulled back over by Ryan Wilson, or Jacob Wilson, excuse me. And pulled into the neutral zone. Here comes Dexter. Trying to get through the neutral zone is Clark. Clark gains his own outside the near circle. Clark, who's right back in along the end boards. Here comes Pioneer as that's lifted, chipped down by Newton. Back and covered up. That knocked away. Good job by Stock as that puck will come top of the far circle. Pioneer controls. Now there's a good shot by Commutin, saved by Stock. Nolan Miller has it in the near corner. Nolan Miller puts it in along the end boards. Gathered up back over there by Hutchinson. Hutchinson. And grabbed, fired all the way back to the Pioneer blue line. Jove with it there. Jove trying to spin and avoid pressure back there by Gordon. And puck brought back into the Dexter zone, controlled there. Dreadnoughts, as that was Newton with it. Trying to pull it away is Garcia. Garcia outside the far circle. Garcia trying to put it into the far corner, but here comes Dexter. Racing ahead with it is Boomhauer. Boomhauer gains his own. Boomhauer onto the near circle. Boomhauer shot. Saved by Houston. And puck lifted down in along the near boards, gathered up by Burke, who just came off the bench, and tipped over to Lippert. So that puck will go into the far corner, trying to dig it out of there. Puck in along the end boards, right back behind the Pioneer goal. Now brought ahead as Gretzky ridden off the puck into the near corner of the Pioneer zone. 6 seconds left, 5 seconds left to go. Out in front, trying to knock it away. 1 second left to go. 0.6 seconds left to go. Is able to grab onto it over there was Houston. As Dexter with a mad scramble in front of the goal, trying to fire that one in, and good job by Houston to keep it out. Face off in the near face-off circle, and to Houston's right, and that will do it. Pioneer takes again a 1-goal lead into the third, as it is 4-3. Pioneer with the lead. We'll play a few messages from the MHSAA, and we will be right back with your third period action. You're watching Pioneer Men's Hockey, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sport skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Here are 5 good reasons for high school multi-sport participation. Fewer overuse injuries, less opportunity for emotional burnout, exposure to different kids and coaches, exposure to different roles, and learning to compete better. Being a multi-sport participant can help a kid become a more well-rounded person. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Where can you find good information on all kinds of topics related to the well-being of our student athletes? Check out the health and safety page of the MHSAA website. Learn about multi-sport participation, heat and hydration, cardiovascular resources, as well as insurance benefits available for our students. It's all on the health and safety page of MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
The love of the game draws us to sports, as players, coaches, spectators, and officials. For officials, it's a way to stay in the game they once played, to feel the thrill of putting on the uniform, stepping out of the playing surface, hustling to make the call, and building the relationships which can only be built in sports. If you still have that love for the game, we always need new officials. Register now at MHSAA.com. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
at the end of the second intermission. Here it is, Pioneer 4 and Dexter 3. As we're about to get going for the all-important third period of action. 17 minutes up on the clock. Pioneer going from right to left here in the third period. We seem to be having some issues with our scoreboard across the way, our scoreboard connector. We'll see if that is working. If not, I might have to change it to manual, but we'll lose the time there. So hoping that will not get moved around over there. 17 minutes up on the clock. Dexter gathered right at center ice. Here comes Powers, Sean Stone, Nolan Miller, Amaro, and Raz out there with Houston. On the Dexter side, it is Lippert out there with Schroeder, as well as Boomhauer and Yeti, as well as Wadlington are the defenders. That puck back into the Dexter zone. Gathered by Wadlington. Wadlington feeds it all the way around, as that will come back down onto the far side. Picked up by Dexter. Dexter racing ahead as Schroeder has it. Schroeder puts it back deep in to the Pioneer zone as that comes right back behind Houston. Puck that comes in along the far boards, back to the far point, held in back over there by Wadlington. Now picked up by Pioneer. Here they come. Nolan Miller down the far boards over center ice. Nolan Miller onto the far circle. Nolan Miller back behind the goal, underneath the near circle now as he puts that right into the far corner. Gathered up, spinning around, and Yeti back there trying to poke that puck away as it comes back into the neutral zone. Battle for it in along the near boards as 16:11 left to go here. Face off right at center ice. Again, 4-3. That puck. Kresge feeding it ahead. Coming in. Here comes Finn Miller. That in along the end boards. Put back into the near corner. Gathering it ahead. Here comes Hutchinson. Hutchinson over his own blue line. Hutchinson coming down the far boards now. Trying to get it dumped back deep into the Pioneer end. And sent right back into the neutral zone. Gathered up back over there by Burke. Burke back in his own zone. Burke into the far corner. Burke comes in along the near boards. And sent right back into the far corner. Lifted ahead by Dexter. As that fed, here comes Clark. Clark into the Pioneer zone. Clark gets it moved over. Back save! Excellent job by Houston as a give and go. Houston able to knock it down. That puck comes all the way back, right back behind the Pioneer goal. Knocked down out in front and covered up. 15:21 left to go here. In the third, 4-3, Pioneer with the lead. Face-off in the near face-off circle. That pop back to the near point. Trying to fire it in as early. That goes all the way around the far boards. Popped back. Pioneer fires it. That'll go all the way down the ice. But that's going to be icing and head back into the Pioneer zone. Now come over into the far circle in the Pioneer zone. Face-off, that's to Houston's right. Dubuque to take the face-off. With 15:10 left, Pioneer by a goal. They're going to redrop it. Face-off again as that comes all the way back to the far point. Shot there, got deflected back into the neutral zone as Agnetti took a shot from the far point. Now bringing it in, Pioneer has to hold up to avoid a delayed offsides. Garcia gets it down, now coming in. Here comes Armstrong. Armstrong outside the near circle. Armstrong trying to come back behind the goal. Armstrong on that far circle shot that goes right through the crease. Outside the near circle. And back, Rez with the shot. Back over, Garcia out in front. Commuting with a shot. And comes back, Commuting outside the near circle. That tipped away. Grabbed by O'Brien. Here comes down the far boards. Dexter had it, but put right back behind the goal by Pioneer. 14:30 left to go here in the third. Tipped back by Pioneer right at the Dexter blue line as they feed it ahead. Grabbed by Rez on the near circle, fed over onto the far circle. Now brought all the way back. Sean Stone trying to get it off of a bounce, but offside as that just took a quick leap back behind the goal line, and Sean Stone was racing but couldn't quite get to it. 14-16 left to go here in the third. Face-off in the far face-off circle as that comes all the way back to the far point. Shot there, tipped away, good job, and it goes in. As I thought Houston knocked it away, but that a shot from the far point, and our scoreboard's not working. It got unplugged across the way, so I'm going to have to change this really quickly to manual. And there we go. And it's 4-4, so let me get that updated on the scoreboard now. 4-4 here with 14:10 left to go, all knotted up at 4 apiece. Face off in the center ice. So Dexter with the last 2 goals, that one at 14:07. All the way back, and that will be icing and head back the other direction. All the way back into the Pioneer end. 14:04 left to go. 4-4 is our score here in the third. First time it's been tied since the beginning of the game. Face off in the far face-off circle. That knocked away, coming ahead with it. A big hit by Dexter coming in. Here comes Powers on the far circle. There's a shot, and Stock able to save it. 13:54 left to go here. Face off in the far face-off circle. That's going to be to Stock's left. Sean Stone in to take the face-off. Is that controlled, trying to fire it ahead by Agnetti. That puck down the far boards, tipped as that will go all the way back. Rez has it in his own zone. Rez coming down the near boards, feeds it down the neutral zone, tipped by Nolan Miller. That into the near corner, racing over to get it, Sean Stone. He puts his man into the board. Is bringing it ahead. Here comes down the near boards. Rez trying to fire right back deep into the Dexter zone. 13:26 left to go here in the third. 4-4 is our score. The puck coming ahead with it. Brendan Stone trying to knock it away. Collision right at center ice. Powers trying to knock that back, and yet he trying to pull it in. As Nolan Miller has it on the far circle of his own zone. Out in front, there's a shot into the near corner. Clark had a fantastic opportunity. Good save as bringing it ahead. Here comes Pioneer down the far boards. Racing in. Pioneer knocked off as Rez was knocked off the puck. Coming the other direction, racing ahead is Gordon. Gordon feeds it in, that chipped right back to the blue line and out into the neutral zone. Dexter feeds it from their own blue line, then intercepted by Pioneer deep in their own zone. Bringing ahead, now gaining the zone. Pioneer into the far corner. Comes back, right back behind the goal. There's a shot from the slot by Kresge, goes just to the far side. Trying to pick it up. Brendan Stone into the far corner. That puck comes all the way back outside the near circle. Trying to dig it out of there. Tie game 4-4. 12:22 left to go here in the third. Brendan Stone trying to dig it out of there. Still a battle outside the near circle. Now that popped back on the underneath of the near circle. Fired all the way down. That will be icing and head right back into the Dexter zone. 12:06 left to go here in the third. All knotted up at 4 apiece. Pioneer would love to get momentum back. Dexter with 2 goals in a row. One at 1:59 in the second. One at 14:07 in the third. Face-off in the near face-off circle in the Pioneer in the Dexter zone. Kresge with the shot. That got deflected out in front by Burke. Puck comes all the way outside the far circle. Down, picked up. Now Boomhauer trying to fire it all the way down the ice. And picked up, back over there. Schroeder Feeds it onto the near circle, but that slips past Lippert in along the end boards. Lippert underneath the near circle. There's a shot by Boomhauer. Knocked down out in front. Loose as it's on the edge of the far circle as that will come all the way back into the near corner. 11:35 left to go. That deflected out. Now setting up. There's another shot. That got deflected out in front, and Pioneer lifts it all the way down the ice. That will deflect all the way back. That will be an icing. Head back into the Dexter zone. Or Pioneer zone, excuse me. 11:24 left to go here in the third. 4-4 is our score. Face-off in the far face-off circle. It's going to be to Houston's right in to take the face-off. And it's going to be Jacob Wilson versus Sean Stone, pulled ahead. Pioneer gets it down the far board. Sean Stone is put to the ice as that's loose and fired back into the near corner of the Dexter zone. Quickly they move it ahead down the near boards of the neutral zone. Racing over, Rez trying to get to it before Gordon into the far corner. Gordon sends it right back behind the Pioneer goal. Into the near corner, Pioneer trying to avoid Dexter, trying to put some big hits out there. As Pioneer has a man down on the ice, slow to get up. So there's a Pioneer player who got put against the boards, and he is very slow to get up as a trainer coming over. Can't quite see who it is. Again, everyone taking a knee as they're taking a look at the player. 10:56 left to go here in the third, 4-4. But again, injured Pioneer player who took a big blow along the near boards just outside the near circle in the Pioneer zone. Trainers working on the Pioneer players return to the bench. As most folks on the ice take a knee. We really hope that young gentleman's all right. You don't want to see any of these players injured, as you love seeing everyone playing their guts out and playing strong and hard, but you just don't want to see any of these players take a major injury. So they continue to work on him. He went down and is moving, but in some severe pain. Now up on his knees. Now Kresge comes over as well as Nolan Miller to try and help the player up. Slowly to his feet. A good round of applause as they're going to take him right off the ice and get him into the locker room. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed, and I think that might have been a Morrow. I can't tell. Don't want to worry anyone's parents, but believe that was 19. So we're going to get him on the bench and take a look at him there. Hopefully he'll be all right as we keep our fingers crossed. 10:56 left to go here in the third. Face-off to Houston's right in the far face-off circle. It's Brendan Stone with it. That puck in along the far boards, fired back into the neutral zone. That went off the official, right back into the Pioneer end. And then again, up here comes Yang. Yang gains the zone, top of the far circle. Yang into the slot, over to Brendan Stone. Brendan Stone trying to chip it ahead. And that puck back behind, Pioneer into the far corner. And puck back to the far point. Now shot there, trying to deflect it out in front. And puck comes into the near corner. Kresge stops it at the near point, trying to fire it back deep. Puck loose on the near circle. And fired ahead by Burke. Down through the far boards. Kresge picks it up on the far circle of his own zone. 10-14 left to go. Tied all for a piece. Now Kresge on the near boards. Cross-ice pass, that intercepted, coming in. Here comes Dexter, is grabbing it. Boomhauer on the near circle. That comes all the way back out into the neutral zone. Racing back to get it is Burke. Burke puts it down the far boards of the neutral zone for Dexter. And brought back. Now Boomhauer with it at his own blue line. Commutin trying to knock it away. Commutin back, providing pressure. That puck back into the Pioneer zone. Top of the far circle, trying to drive it wide is Rez. Puck right back behind. Pioneer player lost their stick. The puck into the far corner. As that back to the far point. Bringing it in, grabbing it is Hutchinson. Hutchinson with the shot from the far circle. That goes all the way outside the near circle, back to the blue line. That shot goes wide. Racing over, Finn Miller trying to get to it. Now that puck. Pioneer trying to dig it out of there, loose in the slot. Here comes, still loose, now picked up. Now Commutin trying to get to it. Commutin gets it out. Ahead to Rez down the far boards of the neutral zone. Rez trying to fire it back deep. Now brought in. Commutin on the far circle. And puck slips away, bringing it the other direction. It's Hutchinson who feeds it ahead to Schroeder. Schroeder just shy of the Pioneer zone. That puck down the near boards. Tipped. Commutin has it. He fires it the other direction. That right off of Wadlington and coming back in. Armstrong trying to tip it back. Now Rowe back in along the end boards of his own zone. Fired out in front, picked up by Kresge. Kresge stops, adjusts, feeds it down the far boards. Garcia trying to get to it. That tip back away, going the other direction by Agnetti. Puck down the near boards, trying to get to it. Sean Stone puts it into the near corner of the Dexter end. Puck slips right back behind the goal. Now Dexter controls, comes underneath the near circle. Fed ahead, stopped by Rowe, right at center ice. Rowe fires it down the far boards, right back into the Dexter end. 8:13 left to go here in the third. 4-4 is our score. Dexter scored the last two goals coming down the near boards. Grabbing it, that's O'Brien trying to fire it back deep. Puck into the near corner. Trying to avoid pressure as it comes down through the neutral zone. Gathered up, here comes Nolan Miller. Miller moves on to the far circle. Shot there, just high by Powers. Puck all the way back down the near boards of the neutral zone. Trying to pick it up, coming in, top of the near circle. Good job to deflect it away by Pioneer as racing ahead with it. Here comes Nolan Miller. Nolan Miller trying to fire it back deep as it comes right back behind the Dexter goal. Gathered up over on the far side by Hutchinson. Now right at the blue line, chipped back into the neutral zone. Joff has it along the far boards, back to his own blue line. Joff, and lifted right to center ice. Joff steals it away, banks it off the near board, but that picked up, racing ahead with it. Here comes Burke for Dexter. Burke gets it into the Pioneer zone as a pile of players end up outside the near circle. Into the near corner it goes. Trying to dig it out of there. Grabbing it is Clark. Clark trying to dig it out. And puck. Drop back. That's going to be a penalty on Pioneer, I believe. Yep, that's going to be a delay of game. Let's see. I will, well, the Pioneer players, Houston came off the ice, so that's a Dexter penalty, forgive me. As there was a battle in the far corner and some pushing and shoving onto the back, and it looks like now they open up the Pioneer bench, and it's going to be a Pioneer penalty. So Pioneer thought it was going to be on Dexter. So loose stick on the ice, that gets put back into the Pioneer. And as I believe it's a delay of game, or basically a Pioneer player picked up the stick and tossed it down the ice to make sure the Dexter player couldn't get to it, or because he thought it was in the way. Puck outside the far circle, now underneath the far. It is going to be a power play by Dexter. And it goes underneath the far circle. Trying to spin with it back over there is Finch. Back to the far point, trying to fire it back deep, Hutchinson. Puck outside the far circle, back to Hutchinson. And trying to swipe it back deep is Boomhauer into the far corner. Schroeder has it underneath the near circle. Now Schroeder trying to fire it. That slips all the way back out into the neutral zone. 1:25 left to go on the Dexter power play. 6:08 left to go here in the third period. Puck into the far corner. Trying to pull it back as that puck will be put into the far corner there. Grabbed and moved ahead by Boomhauer. Puck in the slot, knocked away. Here comes Pioneer racing ahead with it. Commute gets back behind. Commute with a shot, and that one just goes wide into the near corner, getting a piece of it. Stock coming back the other direction. Armstrong pulling it away. And a penalty, a slashing. Well, Pioneer ended up having a 5-on-3, but it was for approximately 16 seconds. This one is going to be much longer. This is 54 seconds of 5-on-3. As Armstrong joins in the penalty box across the way. So significant 5-on-3 here, 54 seconds. Dexter looking for the first lead of the game. Pioneer looking to kill off this big penalty. They'd love to get a shorthanded goal, but it's probably a tough position to be in at this point. Timeout called. Both teams are going to talk things over. So again, 5:41 left to go here in the third. It is 4-4, 54 seconds left to go on the penalty to Rez. And then it was a slashing to Armstrong right at 5:54, so 2 minutes up on that penalty. So both squads talking things over. Want to make sure they get the most out of this as Coach Collins working on the board over to the right, making sure everyone knows their responsibility. Dexter talking things over, trying to take advantage and break this tie and get the lead. Again, good crowd, loud Dexter student section across the way, and of course the players underneath us. Dexter getting all ramped up as they scored the last 2 goals and started to have some big, heavy hitting here in the third. It's been throughout all the game, but it seemed to really ramp up for the first half of the third period there. Still talking things over with the timeout call. As Dexter breaks the huddle,